Hey everybody, this is Kelly with the Garden Whisperer. If you're unfamiliar with what I do, I design flower beds and garden beds for homeowners where they can either install it themselves or they can hire a landscaper if they're choosing to install it for them according to the design plans. So today's video is on this flower bed, this deer-resistant flower bed that I have been working on. If you saw my previous videos, I had the excavator or my landscaper come in with an excavator and dig up this whole area that has mulch on it. And the area that I had tarps down, and he put all the soil that was dug up on the tarps, and this whole area was the last tarp, and you could see that's still growing back in because the grass died off from it. But all good, it'll grow back in. Eventually, my yard is not going to have much grass anyway because it's all going to be flowers and flower beds and all sorts of good stuff. So anyways, you could see it's starting to come together. I put the trellis together myself and put it up. They say this takes 2 people to put together, but nope, I did it myself. And you're supposed to lay the circular section down, like one on the bottom, and then put these stakes sticking up. As you could see, they have these little like bars, and you put those bars in it, and then you put the top round section on top of it, which I could see you would need 2 people for that. But all I did was I took, because they come in sections, I just took, and it stops here and it goes all the way down. So I just did section by section on the second part, and I took a chair to help hold the sections up on the one end so that it would fit into the holes, and it worked brilliantly, and I got it put together myself. Now mind you, this thing is like 7 feet tall and I'm only about 5 feet tall. I don't even know how much I weigh anymore. 110 maybe? I don't even know. I haven't weighed myself in years. But anyway, I'm tiny. I'm petite. So the fact that I could put it together, I think anybody could do it by themselves. You just, like I said, use a chair to hold the one section up on the end while you stick it into the rods, and then you just tighten everything, all the little bolts, and there you go, voila. And then you just have to lift it up, and it's really, they say it's real heavy. I don't think it's that heavy because I got it up, so I don't know. But anyway, the only difficult part that we had was, even though I had the landscaper rip out everything, we had to go down 18 inches to get the stakes in, because the stakes are 18 inches long. So the weird thing is, we dug down with the excavator 18 inches because we measured it, and for some reason when I went to go put the stakes in, they kept hitting rock. So I dug all the way down, and there are 2 big massive rocks on this side, 18 inches down. I could not get them out. Usually I can get the rocks out, but these were massive. So I just said, you know what? I'm not going to have the landscaper come here with his excavator for 2 rocks to pull out. So I had to think outside the box. So what I did was I ordered topsoil, had it delivered, and I literally built it up here, like by, I don't know, 3-4 inches, tamped it down so it was like nice and compacted, and then put the trellis where I wanted it, and I took a hammer and I hammered the stakes in, and it went in beautifully. So far, we're good to go. I know it's probably, the soil and the mulch is probably going to break down over time, but I can always just fill it back in, or if it becomes an issue, I can deal with it down the road. But for now, this is how it's going to go. So anyway, so I finally got the trellis up, which, like I said, if you saw my other videos and the way this looked before, you could start to see it's all coming together. So, and once that, I bought a Blue Moon wisteria right there. So that's starting to grow. The deer did get at it initially when I first planted it, and they do that all the time. When you plant something new, they go right to it. So they did get at it, but wisteria is hardy, and it put on all this new growth already. So I'm not worried about it, and now I'm just spraying it with my cayenne pepper, peppermint spray, and it's doing great. So, and all the other plants in here, I've got my Russian sage, and I've got my gold cone juniper. I've got my skyrocket juniper behind that. As you can see, my potentilla cinquefoil plants are starting to bloom. It's really weird, though. I don't know why there's no blooms on the back here, just on the front. And this one's kind of the same too. But I mean, actually, it is getting some. You could see there's a bloom there. So I don't know. It just started blooming, so maybe it just needs a little more time. But so they're starting, and I did transplant them in the summer last year, which was not the best thing to do. I should have known better. But I don't always listen to my own advice. So I had transplanted them, and because it was in the middle of summer, they got really bad transplant shock, and so did the catmint. But as you could see, they are both really hardy types of plants, so they're coming back just fine. I just think it's taken a little longer. And the catmint bloomed already. I cut them back, and as you can see, there is some new growth coming up, like right there and there. That's all new growth. So usually when you cut them back, they will produce another round of blooms. So we'll see, because like I said, these got transplant shock last year, and they were looking kind of sad when I first transplanted them, but I do see new growth. And, you know, by next year and the following year, they should all be good to go. And the potentilla, they grow about 3 feet tall and wide. So this one's bigger than this one is. But that's okay. So hopefully over the next couple years, they're going to do great. And it looks like my gold cone is already putting on new growth. And getting taller, or maybe it's just me, I don't know. It's hard to say in the first year, because the first year they kind of just sit there. They're establishing their roots, they don't do anything. As the saying goes, the first year they sleep, the second year they creep, but the third year they leap. So next year will be the second year, so I should see a lot of new growth on everything that I've planted this year. And then the third year should be even better. So I was originally going to put the wisteria on this side, but being this gold cone is here, it was just too close together. I didn't want it to compete and kind of push it out. So, and as you can see, I have more area and room over here, and it's really just because of the way the trellis is positioned. So, because everything's going kind of on a curve. So I did that, and then I just planted this a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and you could see the variegated foliage. This is called Sugar Tip Rose of Sharon. And as you can see, although we had thunderstorms last night, you can see I've already got flowers on here, and I've got there's like just producing tons of buds. So this is supposed to bloom like all season long, summer into fall, or even earlier. I don't know. But I know it's supposed to bloom for like months. So anyway, and eventually it's going to get 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. So it's going to fill pretty much most of this area. And my lily of the Nile plants, I'm going to have to transplant those because the deck is going to be redone. I'm probably going to be doing a raised patio. But I think the Rose of Sharon is somewhat far enough away, and I'm just going to have to tell the guys, watch my plants, even though I'm going to transplant all of these. Those are gladiolas, and there's a lily of the Nile and another lily of the Nile, but I'm going to have to transplant them because they will end up stepping on and ruining everything when they come to do the deck. So anyway, but as you can see, this whole garden is coming along. I may transplant, as much as I love the yellow color in here because it's just very contrasting. I may transplant them because, as you could see, they really are a shade-loving grass, but they do okay in some sun, like part sun. But this is full sun here, so you could see they're kind of getting a little burnt. So I may end up just transplanting them and putting them, you know, more of a like part shade area. I'm not sure where yet, but I really just love the way they look. So unless I can find another yellow grass that likes full sun that will do well in here, I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them or what I'm going to do. But because I've tried other grasses in here, sun-loving grass, and for some reason, I don't know what it is up here, but I don't know if it's the moist air. There's a lot of moisture up here because we have a lot of lichen on the trees. Like, it just grows up. You can see over there, there's like lichen. I don't know if you can see. Let's go over here. Oh, here we go. This one's really good. You can see all the lichen growing on the trees. That's from all the moisture that we have. So I don't know if it's because of that or if they just don't like the soil. But supposedly the grasses, the drier full sun grasses, just, I don't know. I tried two different. I tried, what was it? Blue stem schizocarium, I think it was called. I think that's what it was. And then I tried another one. I forget the name of the other one. But both really pretty grasses, and neither one of them did well. So they were fine when they were on the deck in pots, but as soon as I planted them in the ground, they just died. So I don't know if it's just too much moisture. It could be. I mean, we do get tons of rain up here, so I don't know. But so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'd like to keep these grasses, but they're, like I said, they're just getting a little burnt. Not terrible, but you can see got some burnt leaves, so I don't know yet. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for today. Once everything starts to grow in, it'll look a lot better. And then I'm going to be planting some daffodils in between all the rocks here. And then I've also got some muscari that's coming, like a bluish colored muscari. It's going to go really nicely with the yellow daffodils. So those will bloom in the spring, and I'm going to put more in and around the rocks here. And then I have my peony shrub that I have to divide, and it's a really pretty, like, purpley red flower. So I'm probably going to put that behind the rock there. Although I think I'm going to have, because I have to divide it, so I'm probably going to end up with like 4 or 5 plants, peony shrubs. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them, because I can't put them around the deck right now, which is where it currently is, on the other side over there. Because like I said, I'm transplanting everything that's around the deck so that it's, when they do redo the deck, they don't step on and damage everything. So again, I may end up giving plants to neighbors because I don't know where else I'm going to put them right now, but I guess I could always figure it out. But eventually it's going to go all the way up around, and I did this walkway myself, but I think I'm going to put some type of sun-loving moss, and it goes all the way to the fire pit that I still have not finished, but that's going to be done within the next couple weeks, I think. But eventually, once the deck is done and the patio is put in, see, there's the peony shrub. All of this grass here is going to be dug up, and I'm going to put some taller, maybe like 5-foot trees and some shrubs, and then some smaller plants in front all the way up to the pathway. So it's going to look really cool. And then I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with this area. So I'm thinking of just extending and then maybe doing a pathway going here and then kind of going around. I'm not sure yet, and I still have to get those tree trunks removed. So it's going to be a process, and it's going to take some years. But actually, in the past 2 years, I've done 4 different flower beds and started the fire pit patio, and that's, like I said, that's going to be finished this year. I've just been working on all the other stuff, so it's going to come out really nice. So yeah, I got that mulched yesterday. That was a mess with all weeds, so I pulled up weeds, mulched everything. And as my other video shows, I've been transplanting my ajuga, and there's some over here, and I'm probably going to extend it and go all the way around this edge up to the ferns, because I have tons that I still have to transplant, because every little shoot that comes off the plant is potentially a new plant. So, and I don't know if I'm going to put them here either. I may do something else just to break it up a little bit and just have different drifts of it, but I don't know. We'll see. And I've got other plants coming, but they're not going to be delivered until the fall. Yeah, so those are going to be arriving probably in August or September. I'll plant those then. And then I'm kind of excited. My Astilbe purple candles are starting to bloom, and they're really pretty. They are not really deer resistant, even though they say Astilbe is. They're really not, but I've been spraying them with my cayenne pepper and peppermint oil spray, and I've had my wireless deer fence in between things, and it's really, really deterring them, and they have not been chewing on it, knock on wood, for the past couple weeks. They've left these pretty much alone, and I'm noticing that I think this area is too much shade, even though I have more growing here. They don't bloom as much, although the deer did get at some of them, so this was weeks ago before I, was really spraying with the peppermint oil. And but they do bloom better in a little more sun, so that area has like part sun, and this is really considered full shade. It's less than 3 hours, so I think I'm gonna end up transplanting. There's like 5 of them there, and there's 3 over there. I'm gonna transplant some of them over here next to these, and I'm gonna move, I don't know why I planted it this way, it's weird, but I'm gonna move this anemone plant over to in the middle more, and then put the astilbe over here where the anemone is. And the anemones don't bloom until the fall, but they have pink flowers. So look, there she is, guilty as charged. But anyway, so yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that, but I'm glad that they're growing and they're looking really nice. Just real pretty fluffy flowers. They're called purple candles, and they get about 4 feet tall. These were just planted last fall, I think it was. So, and they're already putting on all these blooms, which is great. So they're still somewhat small, but I'm definitely going to transplant some of those and put them over here. And it'll just be like a big drift of purple pretty flowers. So, and I think it actually is like, looks good with the Sun King Aralia. And I've also got the monkshood growing in between, which are going to be a real pretty blue flower. And I can't remember when they're supposed to bloom. But they'll, either way, they'll go great with the purple and they'll go great with gold. So, all good. So anyway, so that is an update on my flower beds. Everything's grown in. Like I said, there's new, a lot of these are new plants. And my Brunnera are doing really well. I think I'm going to get another one here. I'm going to transplant the Guiam, and I may put another one over there, and I may put another Brunnera over there. So I think I'm just going to move stuff around. I've been experimenting here to see what the deer don't like, what they do like, what looks great and what doesn't. I mean, because there's so many factors that you have to consider out here. You've got shade, you've got moisture, you've got, oh, look. Mama's got baby here, look. Hey, babies, what you doing? What are you doing? Little babies. Don't eat the plants. Oh my God, so cute. But they're jerks. You jerks. Yeah, you're going to grow up to be a jerk and eat all my plants. Although you're already kind of a jerk because you still eat plants when you're little. Actually, you're worse when you're little because you eat everything not knowing any better. But you're cute. She's just staring at me. What are you doing? And there's another deer that has 2 babies. So, they're so cute. Ugh, look how little. Come here. Come here, little stinker. She's just sitting there staring at me. Oh my God, you're so cute. What are you doing? Oh, they're funny when they play too. They hop around the yard like little nuts. Come here, cuteness. Maybe I'll get a little closer, and then she'll be like, whoa. What are you doing? Look at her. Oh, you're cute. Mom's over there, though. Go follow Mama. All right, enough with the deer. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of been an experimental flower bed. Like I said, to see what works, what doesn't, what they eat, what they don't like, what they leave alone. So, and what goes together. So, like I said, we have so many factors. We've got moist air, tons of rain, tons of shade, deer problems, slug problems. Yeah, so it's definitely been a challenge. It's a lot different than when I lived in Jersey. Everything grows in Jersey, hence the Garden State. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing how much stuff grows so much better in Jersey than here. I've had to amend the soil so many times, and it still needs more. But over the years, it'll just get better and better as I just keep amending and adding stuff. So that is it. I've rambled enough about my flower beds, but I just wanted to show the pretty colors and just the plants that are doing well. And as you can see, the deer love the Geum, but with my spray, my cayenne pepper and peppermint oil spray, they've been leaving it alone. But I am going to transplant them because they actually have an orange flower. And even though the orange flowers will go nice with the purple, I think I'm just going to move them because I think they really want more sun anyway. They should be producing more blooms. They did have more this year, but of course, in the beginning of the year, the deer ate all the blooms off. So I think I'm going to put those in full sun. And I actually, depending on how they do this year, I may transplant the 3 anemones as well and put those in more shade, or I'm sorry, more sun. But that's going to have to happen after the deck is done. So one thing at a time, guys. One project after another. But everything's getting there. So yeah. So that's it for today's video. I rambled on enough. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in hiring my design services, you can find me at www.the-garden-whisperer.com. And until then, happy gardening, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.